Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, Lithium here from my channel Nintendo Collecting. Are your friends Xbox fanboys, or possibly into PlayStation or PC gaming? What do you do or what do you say to them, especially when they start making fun of your gaming interest if you're a Nintendo fan? All that and more discussed on this week's episode of Question Lithium. Let's press start. This week's question comes from Adam Santiago. Have you ever had friends that were Xbox fanboys that hated Nintendo? What do I do or say if my friends are Xbox fanboys, or for that matter, even into the PlayStation or even PC gaming? And maybe they're not into Nintendo nearly as much as I am, because clearly I'm a pretty big Nintendo fan. I can tell you that this does happen in my real life, obviously. This happens with a lot of my friends. They really enjoy, say, gaming on the Xbox One, or even the 360 going back a generation, or the PlayStation 4 or the PlayStation 3. And I also mentioned PC games, but I can also tell you right off the bat that any gamer is actually a friend of mine. I don't really care as long as you're playing video games and enjoying that kind of form of entertainment. I will find something to connect with you with. I will be able to talk to you about gaming or collecting or genre games, or perhaps maybe a game in particular that we've both played throughout our lives. Now, I know Nintendo gets bashed a lot right now, and a lot of people are saying Nintendo is in trouble. Keep in mind their Wii U did come out a year before the other consoles, but they're actually selling just as well as the Xbox One, and they're selling obviously a little bit worse than the PS4. I don't really care how much it sells as long as Nintendo keeps continuing to make really good games and interesting consoles with new experiences. A lot of people think that the PlayStation and the Xbox are the be-all end-all and that they're amazing. I can tell you that, yes, they have amazing online communities and they do produce consoles that are sometimes obviously superior, but I can tell you that the vast majority of first-party games that I enjoy playing personally are definitely on Nintendo's home consoles, and I'm going to speak about some of those franchises in a moment. Nintendo really does keep up the quality of their games, and a lot of people just think, well, Mario they keep rehashing, or Zelda they keep rehashing. Well, Xbox has been doing the same thing obviously with Halo, and PlayStation will do the same thing with a lot of their franchises, because it's just a smart thing to do. I'm surprised that God of War hasn't been talked about more, because I feel like a lot of those games keep coming out, and they are amazing games, but of course if it makes the company a lot of money and they're good games, and people enjoy them, why not keep producing them? So yes, Mario's been around for like 30 years. Yes, Zelda's been around for about 30 years, but they are amazing franchises that so many people truly do enjoy, and there's nothing wrong with that, especially when Nintendo keeps trying to innovate, and their consoles are not the exact same thing over and over, with the exact same controller over and over. At least they're taking risks, and at least they're innovating as much as they can and keeping gaming really interesting for me. So that's the main thing I always say, but if a lot of people are really against Nintendo, just keep in mind and maybe say to them, guess what? Nintendo keeps me smiling. That's basically one of my main things that I always say. Smiling while gaming. Your life, especially as you get older, is going to have many things going on with it. Some things that are negative, and you really don't have time, or you can't really invest anything into it if it's not going to make you happy, and if it's just going to bring you down or upset you. Nintendo always challenges me, it keeps me happy, and I really enjoy playing the games, and they really act like an escape for me, and that's why I really gravitated towards Nintendo. There's many other reasons, but that's the gist of it. If they keep me smiling, why not? What's the difference of it? I know I could go online and I could play some first-person shooter every single night and get really, really frustrated and really just bring myself down and not be that happy with the experience. Or I could come home and enjoy an amazing Nintendo game and really just smile to myself and smile to my wife and just have a great time and laugh with friends. Some of the franchises that are absolutely outstanding that I really enjoyed growing up, most of my friends actually played growing up too, and perhaps maybe you're that young that not a lot of people played these games and maybe they've never played Nintendo or lived while Nintendo was in their best years when they were dominating the market. But keep in mind, I'm also under the sense that one game console is not a good idea for the market. I like having three. I think three is really good. It inspires the other consoles to do really well and the other developers of games to do really well. So I don't want everyone to go away. I don't want there to only be a Nintendo or only an Xbox or only a PlayStation. I like having multiple consoles out at once. And the 80s and 90s was full of different consoles. Most of my friends growing up, they at least played Duck Hunt probably. So when I ever have a gaming night or a retro gaming night, they see Duck Hunt, oh, let's pull it out, let's just play that for a little bit. Donkey Kong, another really fun series a lot of people played. Most people remember GoldenEye really fondly, and that's actually almost like the godfather of first-person shooter games, obviously along with Doom. And they know that because they've played it growing up, most of my friends. We're in our mid-20s, roughly. A lot of people love the Metroid Prime series, or just the Metroid series on the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, and all the way up to now, hopefully one that will come out for the Wii U. Kirby, another amazing series, and Kirby's Epic Yarn, I don't care how old you are, if you're a male or a female, you see that game being played, you grab the controller, you're going to smile at the innovation of both the graphics and just the gameplay and how wonderfully cute that game is, and just, it's awesome. Pikmin, another remarkably fun franchise that really just keeps you thinking differently. Obviously, Zelda's a huge franchise. Pokemon, a lot of my friends actually bought a 3DS to relive Pokemon. F-Zero, shout out to F-Zero. I really hope this new game for the Wii U. Mario Kart. What can you say about Mario Kart? So many people enjoy playing that. Have some friends over, have some races with Mario Kart. And Animal Crossing. Really just there to make you laugh and make you have a good time and to help you escape from all the bad stuff going on in your life. Essentially, if people don't like Nintendo, I usually try and have them over for some sort of a Nintendo night. I do have some friends that are just like, oh, I don't play Nintendo or I don't play Wii U. Well, if you get them over and you have them playing a game like Mario Party or Super Smash Bros., Mario Kart, or even Nintendo Land, just give them the controller. It's usually pretty simple and you can have a lot of fun. I almost guarantee you they will be smiling by the end of the experience. And I know this doesn't sound hardcore, this doesn't sound maybe cool per se, but as you get older, you definitely realize, why not just smile? Why not just have a good time? Why not have multiple consoles if that's what you're into? Why limit yourself to just one thing? I happen to limit myself, it seems, to almost entirely Nintendo because I only have so much time for gaming, and I rather just have a good time and keep smiling while I'm gaming, which is really just the gist of it. Just the gist of it, I guess. That's a good thing to say. Hopefully I answered your question. If you have any more questions though for me about that, you can definitely comment below and ask me. So I'll ask you right now, what are your friends? Are they mostly Xbox fanboys, Nintendo fanboys, PlayStation? Have you ever gotten into problems with your friends because they're just really into one console and maybe make fun of you for liking something, or vice versa? Please comment below. I would love to hear your gaming stories with friends and basically the intricacies of all of your relationships amongst your friends and how everything goes with gaming, because I always say any gamer is a friend of mine. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Question Lithium. Be sure to comment below about your experience with friends and other consoles. If you have a question for me for a future episode, be sure to follow me on Twitter at CollectNintendo and add the hashtag QLithium. If you haven't seen my video about the origins of my name, click on that video playing in the top right hand corner. Feel free to fill that like bucket, follow me on all the social media links in the description, and remember, as always, go collect them all and keep smiling while gaming.